functions. Remote monitoring of the health of the equipment and collecting and analyzing big data will then become jobs for brains and not drones. So women who are now encouraged to study STEM disciplines for free through 17 years of school and university offered by my government's free quality education agenda can get preferential placement at these kinds of mine sites. Additionally, collaboration with the engineering departments of our universities and my government's Directorate of Science, Technology, and Innovation may yield significant outcome for all parties. I therefore urge deeper engagement. Still on the issue of skills training, it is also possible for Marampa Mines to find ways in which it can strengthen vocational education in fields that are relevant to its operation. An apprenticeship pledge in the long term may also help Marampa Mines to attract, upskill, and probably hire workers who know about their operations and their facilities. The third is something that is very close to my heart.
Transhipper or TSVIO. Over 65% Marampa Blue, among the highest grade iron ore concentrate globally. From the processing plant, Marampa Blue is transported 40 kilometers by truck to the Tofayam River Port Terminal, in short TRT, where it is stockpiled, then loaded onto river coasters and transported 70 kilometers to an offshore transshipment port at Freetown Harbour for export. Marampa Mines implements responsible sourcing practices, and as the project expands, will look to optimize logistics operations by switching the movement of Marampa Blue via rail transport to Petal Port, greatly reducing the project's carbon footprint. Finally, using our Transhipper or TSVIO, Marampa Blue is transferred onto large Cape-size or Newcastle Max ocean-going vessels and shipped worldwide. Marampa Mines Limited is committed to building a resilient and world-class iron ore company and a globally recognized iron ore concentrate brand, together with the government of Sierra Leone and all our stakeholders, while contributing to the country's economy.
Sit down. Yeah, it goes fast. No. Go ahead.
His Excellency, Madam First Lady, Speaker of the Parliament, honorable ministers, colleagues, and all our stakeholders, welcome to this glorious day. I'm going to walk through the project and all the initiatives that are underway. First, we have come a long way since 2014, but even over the past 12 months. We have, since restarting this project last year, we have exported 1.5 million tons of concentrate. We have produced 1 million tons of Marampa Blue, and in the process, we have made $20 million, over $20 million payment to the government of Sierra Leone. Our staff has increased to 2,000 people. We started our export operation in July 2021, and we started our operation in September 1st, 2021. We achieved a big milestone in September 2021 when we commissioned our transshipper. This allowed us to achieve something that was never achieved. What strength do we bring to this project? Number one is our marketing capability. Very early when we designed the turnaround plan for Marampa in 2016, there was a shift in the market. We saw that the premium grade iron ore concentrate would be more valuable in the future. For that, we redesigned Marampa so they can produce a premium grade concentrate. That was back then in 2017. Our finance and liquidity allow us to design and fuel our expansion from 2 million tons to 3.25 million tons to 7 million tons next year. Our technical capability has allowed us to do things not done before. We are processing a feedstock made of 100% ore, grading 32%, upgrading it to 65%, and exporting it. We have a relentless focus on margin, which means two things. High revenue, hence why we have a premium grade product, low cost. Risk mitigation in a business like mining with very cyclical market conditions, you need to have a very strong risk mitigation in place. And we have that. Finally, a logistics, which I'm going to talk about it now. So first, we start from the mine with an ore that is grading 32% iron. The run of mine goes through several stages. First crushing, then milling, then upgrade through gravity, and then exported. Ladies and gentlemen, before us, out of this port and this river, no one was ever able to export product using Cape-sized vessel. We are the first one to do it. Going back to numbers, we have treated 3 million tons of ore and made over 1 million tons of concentrate and exported 1.5 million tons of product. Now, about expansion. Last year, when we started, the plant nameplate capacity was 2 million tons per year. We have started construction on M325 in October 2021. Today, our nameplate capacity is M325. We in the process of designing, procuring, and building for M7, which we expect to commission toward the end of next year. If there is one thing to takeaway from this slide is that last year we were at 2 million ton. This year we are at 3.25 million ton. Next year we will be at 7 million ton. In order to achieve M7, there's some equipment, very large, that need to be ordered. I will show you some pictures. Where we are today in a chaotic world, disrupted supply chain, we need to order very early. We're in the process of doing this. We are preparing for that expansion as we speak to achieve lower carbon footprint, to achieve seamless export process for this volume of concentrate. We are looking at plans for operational access to the rail and the ports. If all goes well, toward early Q1 next year, 2022, this country will see equipment, very big, large equipment, probably never seen before. And hopefully we'll be in the process of rehabilitating our access to the rail and the ports. M7 uses a process flow sheet that is very similar to what we're doing now, just much harder work. The reason being that we will start mining primary ore, which is much harder and will require much bigger equipment. One of them is a crusher, which we will be bringing here. Another one is a side mill that we will also be bringing here. That will be expanding a spiral circuit, a magnetic circuit, all working together to produce globally known Marampa Blue. This product then, we hope, will go through the Pale and be exported to the world, to China, and very quickly to Europe. This is a 3D model of M7. You will see at the top, you have the new primary crusher, a new conveyor belt system. This is to reduce haulage distance from the pit to the plant. Will save us diesel consumption, reduce carbon footprint. The ore then is stockpiled and then fed to the side mill and then to our existing circuit, which is plant 1C and 1B. We currently have plant 1A, which is still inactive. We will recommission that plant and we will upgrade it, expand it, as well as our power plant, currently 17 megawatt installed capacity. We will expand it to 30 megawatt. Those are the equipment that we plan to bring here at Marampa. On the left, we have a reground tower mill. On the right, some milling equipment. Milling equipment, for instance, this one unit weighs 800 tons. We will bring it from China to here. In terms of funding strategy, nothing happens without appropriate funding strategy. We have spent over $200 million at Marampa. We have fueled our expansion with Gerald from 2 million ton to 3.25 million ton. And to get to 7 million ton, we plan to spend up to $300 million. As Craig, our CEO, explained, we have view on after M7 million ton, this require much larger financing that we could get from the likes of DFC, IFC, and other financial institutions. But through all this, we will tap on Gerald's financing capability in sourcing funds wherever it's appropriate. In terms of rail and port access, this is an image of the Pepel port. Pepel port has conveniently two systems to discharge cargo from rails through what we call a car damper and then stock the product. We have car damper 1, stockyard A, and car damper 2, stockyard B. All this then goes onto a marine terminal. King Ho is using car damper number 2 and stockyard B. We plan to use car damper number 1 and stockyard A for MML. So there's room for a joint operations and multi-usage, effective usage of the Pepel port. We need to remember that this infrastructure was built to handle 25 million ton per year product. There's a lot of room. There's no expansion capex necessary, only repairs and rehabilitation work and maintenance. Joint operation is possible with access and operational control of the port, the rail in the port. We can really optimize for the good of everyone, the operation of this infrastructure. Each user may have up to 10 million ton capacity left to use for export. What we think the next steps are is to get formal operational access to the rail and port from the government. We need their support. They are our partners. Access to be provided at cost and documented. Begin repairs, rehabilitate car number 1, stockyard A, import new locomotives, and build a rail spur that's going to connect Marampa to the rail. We have a important ESG framework. We thought hard how to make an impact in the region where we live today in West Africa. On the right, you will see a map of the Sahel. As global warming takes place, temperature increases, making harder livelihood for millions of people. The hotter will get, millions of people will be driven out, causing mass migration. We need to stop this. So we have 4 pillars currently in our ESG initiatives: fight climate change by reducing our carbon footprint as much as possible, improve energy efficiency. We need to incorporate more women in our workforce. It's a key focus of MML. We want to train them, upgrade their skills, especially technical departments. In terms of education, we need to make our workforce more mobile, which means if you work at MML, you can then work in other countries everywhere in West Africa. This is what we call our global mobility. That way you don't rely so much on MML. You build a career for yourself. In terms of community investment, we need to enable and spur growth in the communities around us. For instance, making energy available to all, provide electricity is very important. With that, we want to show you a key initiative, which is our farming project. What you're seeing on the video is a farm we built in the Republic of Congo with our JV partner. We want to do the same thing here. We have vegetable growing and livestock. This project, this farming project in the Republic of Congo was designed to feed the entire project with either livestock or vegetable. We are doing the same thing here. We are planning to build a 70 hectares farm. This afternoon after lunch, as we take you to the mine site and the process plant, we will also show you our farm, where we will grow all vegetables and also have livestock farming. Thank you all.
Thank you very much, Mr. CAO, Mr. Fred Loti. I think everybody is spellbound. The speed you want to grow, we are very hopeful that by the time you get to the 25 million tons per annum, and Chief, that means $25 million in the coffers of Marampa Mines for the 1%. We hope by then the price of iron ore would have doubled, so we can have 50 million. Excellency, the rate of growth that Marampa Mines plans are phenomenal. I think the only problem is logistics. I'm sure they will talk about that themselves when they will have an opportunity to talk to you. It is now my pleasure to call on Madame Hélène French, Chargée d'Affaires, U.S. Embassy, Freetown. Give her a big hand, please.
Thank you, Honorable Resident Minister. Your Excellency, Julius Maada, First Lady Fatima Bio, Honorable Government Ministers, Paramount Chief Kobio Queen Kabia, Craig Dean, Chairman and CEO of Gerald Group and Marampa Mines, honorable guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Today is a wonderful day and one to be celebrated. President Bio, you will shortly commission a major expansion of the Marampa Mines project. This commissioning represents real progress in an important initiative to ensure the production and exportation of high-quality iron ore from Sierra Leone to the rest of the world. And today we are celebrating a major expansion in that production. So thank you. This progress could not have been achieved without close and productive cooperation between your government, President Bio, a forward-leaning American company led by Gerald Group, my own embassy, and of course, the people of this community. By working together and collaborating, we are able to make real progress and get things done. And here at Marampa today, I think we can all agree we are accomplishing great things. Last year, Gerald Group committed to materially increase production here at Marampa Mines, and today's expansion represents a critical step in fulfilling that commitment. The company also tells me that with this expansion and ramp up of production, the total number of employees currently on site has increased to just over 2,000, including both direct employees and subcontractors. We believe that this is a very important contribution to employment in this region. I also want to salute Marampa Mines' commitment to environmental, social, and governance initiatives. Past initiatives include donations of rice to communities in the area, materials for school children, and the provision of wells. Other programs include an internship program, the training and development of employees, and commitments to local entrepreneurship and advancement of women. Best of all, there are ambitious plans for even greater expansion, as we've just heard just now from Fred, at Marampa over the next 2 years if capital and logistical requirements can be met. I believe that if we continue to work together, the best is definitely yet to come. Mr. President, none of this would have been possible without your steadfast support, and for that we thank you most sincerely. In closing, and on behalf of the United States, let me just say that I am delighted that this major U.S. private investment is happening here today. We will continue to encourage more trade and investment between our two countries. Most of all, I am delighted that all parties are now strongly committed to working together for the benefit of this project and the economy and people of Sierra Leone. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ambassador French. You said the best is yet to come, provided we work together and collaborate. I'm sure His Excellency, who is the leader of this nation, has taken that into good state. I will be excited, and I hope I'm still alive, when we will be going to M25. M25. That means that we'll be getting $25 million in Marampa Chiefdom. Ladies and gentlemen, I will just mention a few names of people who I've just noticed that they are here. Mr. Mustafa Toure of the board of NMA, Mr. Julius Matai, DG NMA, Mr. Mohammed Lamin Tarawale, our AG and MOG, Attorney General, Minister of Justice. Mr. Omar Fofana is here. Mr. Ahmed, Honorable Sheku Ahmed Fansamadi Bangura, Deputy Minister of Finance. We have Dr. Lusain Fofana, GM, General Manager, Sierra Leone Ports Authority, Dr. Bondi Givao, Head of EPA, and we got Mr. Usman Khan, the Principal State Counsel. We have Professor Sheikh Omar, who is also from this people. Professor Sheikh Omar is the son of the soil. He works in the community department, but he has also set up the University of Lunsar. He has come with a vast array of experience. He comes to us from the University of Virginia. He is the Dean of the Faculty of English at the University of Virginia in the USA. Professor Sheikh Omar is from Lunsar. And we also have a young lady who's from Lunsar, and her name is Dr. Paulina Odwaya. I'm your sister, So we say by the bluff. Yes. So if we reach there, we will, something we missed, the crowd missed that. And I missed it too. Craig told us that Sierra Leone owns 10%, cracked in the pocket, 10% of Marampa Mines. For many years after NDMC, I don't know any other company, big mining company, where the government of Sierra Leone owns shares. I think we should give His Excellency the President a big hand for having pioneered this. 10% in the pocket, not a royalty, standing a wheel. Royalty is our own tax, but this is our own dividends when it comes. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. I also went to see Mr. Matai a day before yesterday to talk a bit about the mining environment and the tapestry in the country. And he echoed the same sentiment that Mr. Craig Dean mentioned. He said that had it not been for the dexterity of our parallel processing, multitasker president, we wouldn't have been here today celebrating the increase, because the relationships had gone so bad between the government and the company, to the extent that we were in international courts. But Matai told me, he said, you know, I got a surprise in Mubarak from Craig Dean, the man I didn't speak to before. So we thank God we have a president who mends fences. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. And also for this for we again. For Sierra Leone, who's a one I would now call on our erudite professor, Sheikh Omar Kamara, from Lunsar. He is the head of the Faculty of English in America. Head of the Faculty of English from Lunsar, from Roche Nata. Come here, please. Sheikh Omar Kamara. Come and speak to us. Let's give him a big hand.
Yes, I wish I were as tall as the resident minister.
Your Excellency, Brigadier Retired Julius Maada, President of the Republic of Sierra Leone, Madam Fatima Bio, Ministers, Deputy Ministers, Parliamentarians. I know two people have already stood on existing protocols. Please allow me to stand side by side those two people without pushing them out. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Sheikh Umar Kamara, and my title is Professor. I am the Director of Community Relations at Marampa Mines. And as Director, I am the bridge, a well-paved bridge between the company and the community. And I would like to say this before even I say anything else, and this is about Craig Dean and our president, Julius Maada. I said this once when we went to sign the MOU. Shakespeare died early. First time he would have seen all the characters, because we in literature think that Shakespeare had written about all characters in the universe. No, he died before Craig Dean and Julius Maada came. Why did I say that? In literature and anywhere else, it is difficult to find characters who would shelve their egos in the interest of the common weal. And these gentlemen did exactly that. And I did say at one time, I think the Minister of Mines can very well remember, that there is a proverb in Creole that says, if you seek out the leaking company, not your way sweet, now they all come off footer. And that means when you witness a cow licking the sweat off the body of another, it is not because that cow is delicious, but precisely because they share a common destiny. And it is that common destiny that Craig Dean and the president share, the destiny to see Sierra Leone move forward. And so I call it courage. The courage to shelve personal ego in the interest of the many. And these are the characters that Shakespeare died before seeing. And we can bring them back. So we are going to write about them. But let me talk about community relations. The resident minister here said that he defines a city as a place with water and light. Beautiful. We want to be a city. Losa wants to be a city, a place of light and water. I am here not because I was born here. I know I was born here, raised here. I went to the Ahmadiyya Muslim primary school. No, I didn't go to St. Francis. Actually, I went to the Ahmadiyya Muslim secondary school in Freetown. But there was no Ahmadiyya University in Sierra Leone. So, so I had to go to Father Bay College. But here is what I want to say. Born here, lived here, raised here. And I'm an old man now. So which means I have done a lot of blinking in this world. I saw 1975.
when Delco folded up. And that ushered in the desertification of Losa. Losa became a desert. Everybody left. Seeing this moment today, this is a moment in history. This is not a moment of contraction in 1975. This is a moment of expansion in 2022. We welcome this moment. And so for that, on the very, very special behalf of the people of Marampa, we would like to warmly and heartily welcome the President and Madam Fatima Bio, and thank Dean and the management of Gerald and MML for making this moment possible. Because for some of us who were born here, raised here, and some of us who saw 1975 and beyond, and nothing comes close to this. I am here today as Director of Community Relations because of the dream, the intention, the commitment of MML. I know what they told me. They want to leave legacy in Losa that will show that they were here when they did that. Nothing else can convince me to come here and leave Virginia but that one, because we suffered after 1975. So I'm here to work together with MML, the government, and everybody else, willing or not willing, to make sure that not only our community of Marampa, but the country thrives. And let me talk a little bit about what we've done as a community. We have given 14 wells, and this is just a synopsis. I'm not going to talk about everything. What we are doing now, what we plan to do, there are beautiful projects in the pipeline. But I'm not going to talk about this, but I'll give you a synopsis of what we've done. 14 wells to 14 different villages around here, because we know water is life. We've supported 1,000 students here, from here. We have supported, of course, my town of Losa in times of need. Like now, we are actually providing energy light for the town, because when this town has electricity, that triggers economic activities that trickle down to all the surrounding villages. That is why it is crucial, it is critical, it is very important that we have electricity in this town. This is a beautiful town, it's warm and welcoming, and the company and the community have enjoyed a very healthy relationship. It has been remarkably calm here. And you will see this afternoon, or before long, you have the opportunity to enjoy the splendor, the grandeur, the beauty and spaciousness of Marampa hospitality. Ladies and gentlemen, it's hot and I'm black. If I can feel it, everybody can feel it. I live in here. Thank you very much.
Professor Sheikh Umar, I told you. How else do you expect Professor Sheikh Umar to speak? He nearly made me shed a little bit of tears, because I remember 1975. I was at Lunge going back to London when Alpha Tijanguri and Papa buy me ticket to go back after work here. By the time we're boarding, they say, Marampa don't close. I said, what will happen to my report? I wasn't here for the desertification, but I came here to irrigate and start the mushrooming of Marampa Mines again as Minister of Mines. We have here among us important personalities. I'm sorry, because of the sun which Sheikh Umar is afraid of. Also, my sight is a bit affected this afternoon by the glare from the sun. We have a very important and man now among us, one of the leaders, I would say, opinion leaders, political leaders, the Honorable John Oponjo Benjamin, the new special advisor to the president and ambassador at large. Where I said from it, you don't hide. You see, how can I see? The John Oponjo Benjamin, but I can't bring a big one. Thank you very much. We got Mrs. Jennifer Bangura, Deputy Commissioner General, NRA. We have Mr. Yakubu Bio, Deputy General Manager, Sierra Leone Port Authority. We have Mr. Abu Tarawali, Assistant Commissioner General, NRA. We have Mr. Shadi Gerjawi of AfriCell. That's the network we know Salon. Pa Usman Jai of Vista Bank. We have our Provincial Secretary, Alex Soriba, the Minister in Boss. If I get there, we don't camp and camp. Sheikh Omar did not attend St. Francis School. A lot of them did not attend St. Francis School, neither both school. But Leone for us in the region was the holiday capital. That's where we come after schools close. And believe me, as per Alfawuri, holidays don't start until the both school and St. Francis boys arrive in town. Yes, the holiday don't start until we come and wait for you. But people will be looking for St. Francis don't come, but both school don't come before the holidays start. Check. One good day. Thank you very much. It is now my pleasure to call on a very young man. You see, one thing I admire about President Bio's government, and I say it in private, in public, President Bio has opened the space for the young people in governance. He doesn't look at your age or where you come from or the way you look. Do you have the ability? Do you have a commitment to the country? Can you deliver? Can you deliver on my agenda? The agenda for the new direction. For me, which I think is the right direction. So I will now call on a very young man, a product of St. Francis, in veritatis salus. The Honorable Timothy Musa Kabal, the Minister of Mines and Mineral Resources.
When a true professor speaks, the audience pays keen attention. And over a few weeks ago, we had a certain university in this country where a professor spoke and they were arrested. But Professor Kamara, a son of this soil, is a true professor. And that is why the audience paid that keen attention to his story of the great Lone Star. Your Excellency, Brigadier Retired Julius Maada Bio, Her Excellency, the First Lady, Madam Fatima Maada Bio, Mr. Speaker of the House of Parliament, the CEO of Marampa Mines, colleague ministers of government, my indefatigable Deputy Minister of Mines and Mineral Resources, honorable members, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. 3 months ago, the Minister of Finance and I visited this mine site as a precursor visit to this grand launching of N325 by His Excellency, the President. Since February, when the news of this expansion and transformation of the project came out, I have had to manage the overspeeding expectations of the Ministry of Finance and their tax collectors, the NRA. Indeed, the unique collaboration between the Ministries of Mines and Finance continues to make the environment friendly for the companies while ensuring that revenues are efficiently collected for the development of our country. I hope that the growth of this relationship will soon address my ministry's budget deficit. Is the Minister of Finance here? Deputy is here, but he come very soon. This mine has, of course, a very unique history. The great people of Lone Star have had their own share of the experiences of the auspicious rise and scourging fall of mines. They have had to endure the collapse of Delco, the reopening and closure of London Mining, and the brief existence of SL Mining. It is in response to these not so pleasant experiences of the people of Lone Star that His Excellency, the President, courageously and patriotically brought back the conflicting parties to the table for an amicable resolution of the conflict that transpired between the government and SL Mining. His Excellency's leadership is undoubtedly visionary in that the government of Sierra Leone was able to negotiate a very progressive mining agreement with Marampa Mines. Hence, the reason we are all gathered here this afternoon. Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, significant progress has been made in reforming the mining sector to ensure optimal benefits for country, companies, and the local communities in which these mining companies operate. We therefore recognize the persisting challenges which are being addressed in ongoing reforms in the sector. As part of the transformation of the sector, a new bill titled the Mines and Minerals Development Bill of 2022 has been carefully drafted and is in the House of Parliament for enactment. This bill is so deliberately called because it will create a novel balance between the interest of our people and the interest of shareholders of the mining companies. It is this bill that Marampa Mines has preempted by agreeing to a 1% FOB value to the people of Marampa, a 10% free carried interest to the government of Sierra Leone, addressing the issue of gender parity in the mining sector, and increasing revenues for the state. We applaud these exemplary actions by Marampa Mines Limited and expect such support from our investor partners. Your Excellency, even though the tendrils of COVID-19 continue to ensnare growth in the sector, we are doing well comparatively as a country. Your government support to mining companies in the areas of prudent tax deferment, agreement renegotiations, and timely engagement with stakeholders in the sector has helped companies like Sierra Rutile Limited, Sierra Diamonds Limited, Maya, etc. to come back strong on their feet. Your government has demonstrated the features of partnership and collaboration. Your Excellency, in continuance of my ministry's partnership with universities of Sierra Leone, Jala, and University of Makeni, a few weeks ago, we sponsored a debate competition at Frabe College, University of Sierra Leone, on the topic, Sierra Leone's minerals have been more of a curse than a blessing to the people. I was deliberate about this topic. It was to elicit the understanding and appreciation of the mining sector as a major catalyst for national development. Not surprising, those who debated against the motion convincingly won. Hence, these minerals have been more of a blessing to Sierra Leone than a curse. Despite the cluster of social and environmental challenges that are associated with our sector, its contribution to the economy remains very integral. The sustainability of this sector is not only in our sound mineral policy or in our attractive fiscal regime, or our uncompromising regulatory space, but also an unwavering commitment of the team of professionals at the Ministry of Mines and the National Minerals Agency. As the world adapts itself in response to COVID-19, we are hopeful of brighter and better times ahead for the mines and minerals sector of Sierra Leone. Your Excellency, the President, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, my ministry looks forward to continued and strengthened partnership with all the categories of investors as we work together to achieve Your Excellency's transformational development agenda. Thank you, and God bless us all.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Minister. You have just justified. You just justified the description of St. Francis as the Oxford of the North. Maburka, what's in our name? Well, we will not say anything. Boys' school. Yeah. Then back. I have paramount chiefs. They have come to support us here. And most of them are outside of the district. And so they have come because they know what you are doing here today is to actually set the new narrative for the development of Sierra Leone. Our minerals are going to be more of a blessing than a curse. We have Paramount Chief by Shebura Kasanga of Bombali District. I hope you note that I said by Shebura. Shebura is synonymous with the word Shabura. And by Shebura means by Shabu. Now we don't have to pronounce that. So all our people, including the president's people, we all know the same. This is by Shebura. By Shabura. Paramount Chief by Bero of Mara. Indeed. Paramount Chief by Kafari of Tane Chieftain. Indeed. But his full name is by Paramount Chief by Kafari Samkuri Hajamama. Paramount Chief by Kafari Samkuri Hajamama. The second. We get Paramount Chief Almami Sori. Almami Sori of Kelly, no, the chief. Konke Barnia. Paramount Chief Masakma of Kolifaruwa. Maburka. For you, Maburka boys, you know that name. Not so? Paramount Chief Masaeli Antam. Banti. We call you Banti Bombali because we also have Banti in Caribbean. So we'll say Banti Bombali. We get Banti Caribbean. Not so alpha. That's so. So we have SDO Bakalon Sefdenaya. As we go, I will be noticing some more people. Now is the time. Paramount Chief, my own schoolmate, he says you go St. Francis. Paramount Chief Kane Bangura, aka Betbo. Nasabia, I never go down much. Nasabia, I don't do. So I mean the foul. Welcome to play foul. Paramount Chief Kane Bangura of Kamaranka Chieftain. Now is the time. But this is a job. This is a job I'm little prepared, little able to do, to usher in our next speaker. I will have to get the indulgence of the audience, all of you participants in this, to graciously request somebody else to usher in the next speaker. Here, with her permission, I'd like to invite Her Excellency, the woman with beauty and brains. Her Excellency, Madam Fatima Julius Maada Bio, to introduce our guest speaker. Madam Julius.
Honorable Alpha Timbo, I mean, oh, you see, I don't even confuse now to a point where I can. The Alpha Timbo, yes, sir. Honorable Alpha Khan, thank you so very much. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, ministers, the Fourth Estate, staffs of Marampa Mines. I am not one that is lost of words often, but today I was really not prepared for anything. I just want to sit, chill, and enjoy myself, and hope by the time I leave here, I will go out with some diamonds. Only that His Excellency reminded me that they don't mind diamonds here. So if they don't mind diamonds, I'm wondering what am I doing here? But on a very serious note, I can't introduce this man because you all know him. What I can do is present him to you because maybe he has a very wonderful message to give to everybody here today. For me, he's a man with a vision. He's a man that believes in Sierra Leone, and he's a man that has the determination to change this nation, and he's the man that has no fear. When people are scared, he is fearless. When he makes decision, he takes his time because he said to me, I don't want to miss. When he catch you red-handed. He does not catch you because someone says this is what he or she is doing. He waits until he catch you himself. He's a man who believes that the kids of this country should have the same opportunity as his own children by giving us a great quality education. He's a man who believes that women like us, a Muslim woman who comes from a very strict Muslim background, will be given the platform to also lead alongside her husband. He's a man who believes that women should be given the right to be part of nation building. A man who had taught me the meaning of forgiveness and the reintroduction of loving somebody dearly. My husband, retired Brigadier Julius Maada.
Let's sit down, please. It's getting really hot here. And when you have such a brilliant introduction, it's very difficult to measure. I have not met Professor Sheikh Kamara yet until today. I've read quite a lot of his God is great. Marampa Mines has made it possible for me to meet him. We are not political foes, but we are diametrically opposed at one point in time. I'm sure I'm going to get his vote this time around. But I go vote hunting all the time. Madam First Lady, the Honorable Speaker of Parliament, Ministers and Deputy Ministers of Government, Honorable Members of Parliament, my revered Paramount Chiefs. As you know, I am also a Paramount Chief. My staff is safely kept in my town, in my village. Members of the Diplomatic and Consular Corps, executives and staff of the Marampa Mines Limited, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a real pleasure to be here this afternoon to see firsthand the magnificent work that is being done here at Marampa Mines Limited. I've heard quite a lot, and today it's my turn to see for myself. I wholeheartedly agree with the CEO, Craig, that this mine is a product of healthy and fortifying relationship that we enjoy as key stakeholders in the mine's operation, the government, and the Julius Group. At a time when mining operations are in chaos, we are making progress. At a time when mining sector as a whole is confronted with substantial challenges, including the effect of global geopolitical problems in Europe, fluctuating commodity prices, and the slow recovery from COVID-19, the optimism expressed by all speakers today is indeed gratifying to me. It is indeed a new opportunity where we have gotten it right as a people. A restart of operations, beneficiation of this premium ore, revenue share for government of Sierra Leone, thousands of jobs for direct employees and employees of local subcontractors, a very significant impact for the local economy, and most importantly, the very significant 1% of the free on board value of exports that will go directly to this community, Marampa children. So ladies and gentlemen, I will start this short statement by thanking everybody, the Julius Group, the US government, paramount chief, traditional and community leaders, and local stakeholders for their courage, patience, understanding, confidence, and perseverance on all sides. To those who mediated, to those who listened, to those who believed that we could get it right and have got it right again, thank you. We are all here today because we have done what is right. Indeed, as the CEO, Craig, indicated, we have a shared vision for Marampa Mines, one that is a model for how mining investors should coexist with government and local communities. As a government, we urge investors to be patient, open, and engaging, and we will do everything necessary as a government to nurture a very healthy relationship, one that fosters goodwill, and from which the investors can register healthy profits and reinvest or repatriate those profits. So I find the deep commitment to what Craig Dean calls the inherent long-term value and potential in Sierra Leone very assuring. Rest assured, therefore, that government will play its part in not only meeting the terms of the MLA, but also supporting the operations of Marampa Mines Limited as described by the COO in his presentation. As a government, we believe that the mining sector is critical for our national development and future prosperity. That is why we commissioned a comprehensive nationwide geophysical survey to obtain first-hand data about what we should negotiate with potential investors. We are also reviewing a favorable and inviting taxation regulation regime that promotes beneficiation, community development, and environmental, social, and governance initiatives. As you already know, we have worked very hard over the last 4 years to make Sierra Leone a low-risk investment destination. We are working towards providing available infrastructure to support operations, and it is good to see a company that is ready to move to production, given the mining lease agreement we have. We recognize that the use of the rail and port infrastructure will contribute significantly to the reduction in the Marampa project carbon footprint. It is clearly a win-win in all respects, as we all know. Additionally, may I suggest that with new renewable energy technologies, Marampa Mines could do one better by integrating the use of cleaner energy in parts of its operations. That is a plea that you must listen to very carefully. This could be part of the future growth and sustainability strategy, and clearly one that presents Sierra Leone's mining sector as one that is open to innovation and low carbon sources of energy. So in a lot of respects, Marampa Mines Limited is working ahead of anticipated progressive changes in the industry that will benefit everyone and also mitigate the challenges relating to climate change. I'm particularly delighted, ladies and gentlemen, about a number of initiatives that have already been mentioned by previous speakers, including the minister in his statement. First, that gender is firmly on the agenda of Marampa Mines Limited, although I can't see a lot of women at all. But I hope that will improve from what the CEO said. Women are a meaningful part, I must say, a significant part of the workforce. Addressing the issue of gender parity in the mining sector is a novel idea that sits very well with my government's overarching priority of gender equality and women's empowerment in the national development process. We take women seriously. We will let women. Let me set the record straight. I believe that what men can do, women can do, and perhaps even better. Secondly, I'm also pleased about Marampa Mines' modernization and digital transformation of their equipment monitoring, supply chain, and finance management systems. It is a far cry from the idea of pickaxes and grimy men's faces, or massive dump trucks driven by men who spend the whole day swearing at each other. The implementation of the modernization tools described earlier will result in paperless processes and the utilization of online tools and mobile devices by the staff performing these functions. Remote monitoring of the health of the equipment and collecting and analyzing big data will then become jobs for brains and not bronze. So women who are now encouraged to study STEM disciplines for free through 17 years of school and university offered by my government's free quality education agenda can get preferential placement at these kinds of mine sites. Additionally, collaboration with the engineering departments of our universities and my government's Directorate of Science, Technology, and Innovation may yield significant outcome for all parties. I therefore urge deeper engagement. Still on the issue of skills training, it is also possible for Marampa Mines to find ways in which it can strengthen vocational education in things that are relevant to its operation. An apprenticeship pledge in the long term may also help Marampa Mines to attract, upskill, and probably hire workers who know about their operations and their facilities. The third is something that is very close to my heart. I saw the aspect relating to agriculture. The sustainable farm on the site that will supply food for the entire project. That is, we are talking about 1,000 meals per day, which I think will bring numerous other benefits to local agricultural production and the agricultural value chain. We encourage you to pursue that with vigor. I'm informed that eventually the farm will include vegetable and livestock farming. Boosting local food production is one of the central balusters of my human capital development priority, and demonstrating that nutritious meals can be produced locally on a sustainable 70 hectares plot adjacent to a mining site is indeed very positive. Thank you to the management. For this part, I would like to speak in Timini. Second one, Tupenoa, Momono, Marampa. Well, you know, over the make lava, some man begin talk say, that man didn't know what made that coming day. Nada chief on day. Because they know what made a young man they work. But we all know say every part of Sierra Leone is governed under my leadership. I am president for every Sierra Leone. Just to set the record straight, bad politics day and good politics day. So today, I decide for can't tell when I say, waiting I've been fail, I don't get them. You know, Marampa Mines, businessman they grab it. When they want grab it, then they say they maximize profit. Then they cut down on cost. We get to maximize the gains for the people and country. So sometime and day we can make plaba, another plaba will be made. Craig, good corporate social responsibility now, but they're not the one for the give you plenty. That's not been there. We got for squeeze $20 million in their hand. Then we make sure say, waiting not been there before, we will not be the get at all. That 10% government stake in the company. And we I tell us we're not going to pay nothing for this. We'll forget 10%. Now from now be the first. So why would I be the swear me and when I cost me? When I get for camp pull they swear and cost me. Now that make a camp. And top that one day, you see the resident minister just the calculator almost that 1% of the value of the export we get for the camp owner. As in the ramp up production, Marampa as a chiefdom for now think about waiting at the basic necessities. One, for make Lunsa into a city. And they be a check get for now be good time party because na city no more wa make Lunsa turn to. We want to make sure say the education system school system is strong. If you get somebody where they come on here, they go a lecture na American University, now because education be strong, every part of this country. To the management of the Marampa Mines and to the community and chief, I want to use this opportunity for congratulate Moreado Secondary School. And we can force by West na the whole country. And where are the commoner I want for go, are they going to the school? For personally congratulate the principal, teachers, and the students them for such a great work. Now this is what the new direction is all about. And we don't begin to see the results. Unfortunately, not of both schools do well this time. Now Moreado. So we not care who side you did. What do they provide? We know so get for benefit everybody. So I really want for encourage the traditional leaders them, the community, and even we investors them, Marampa Mines, for support education everywhere. We're not go find say we're not go able to reduce cost if we not get locals the way they perform some jobs then with experts then we do. That is part of making of cutting costs actually. So I go encourage you now for give scholarship to the people then when they come on at this chiefdom and then the district, so that they go pursue higher education and come back here and serve. You know, we don't also push them, and we will continue for push them for make sure say then take more women then. Next time we are come, we foresee more women then at the workforce, and then for train them not just for do menial jobs, for do technical jobs then, so that they will be part of the workforce. Ladies and gentlemen, the community, I'm going to talk to them later. At that time, they myself go below mind. Because today, now return match. I was already because me. I'm not going to cause so, but you know, they can't tell you the truth. When they make me know, say, this is one country and it is meant for one people. We just get for way work well, it work for everybody. And I'm sure, even at the workforce, not just people from Marampa or Port Loco or from the north, it provide jobs for everybody. Our business is to make you happy. Temnemano, Mendemano, Lokomano, Yalonkao, me, not for make you happy. I want to bring happiness. That is why I am investing in the human being. You know, they call it Marampa Blue. But the Marampa Blue says, now we are the people there from Marampa. We have value a pasta mineral. That is the precious mineral that we have in Marampa. But it's not going to do nothing. It's not going to be of use to anybody in the 21st century, especially on the verge of the fourth industrial revolution, if we not invest seriously and smartly in that person, the human being. The human being in the 21st century is useless if you not invest in them. And the best investment is education. So if now the kids see at the heart on education, now for pre-position Sierra the youth of today, the children, so that we go be ahead, we go be part of the fourth industrial revolution, we just get for calm because we there inside and out. Most of who it's map they speak plenty grammar. We are going to be obsolete very soon. The digital economy where they come, we cannot be part of it. But what I am doing is to pre-position our children, this country, so that it will be a productive part of that revolution. The first, second, and third industrial revolutions we come, we are the receiving end. Either than the total now, then put you inside ship for go work at the sugarcane factory plantations, or as colonial subjects. All the time we were at the bottom. I say, pauper, we go change that narrative. And at the pre-position Sierra Leone, so that we will be at the forefront of the fourth industrial revolution. We will make Salone a better place. The stigma of the past, of the wars, of the Ebolas, of all the challenges we don't get, we get for change up. And it takes only us, nobody else but us. And the best people to do that are the youth and the young people. Join me to invest in the people of this country. Momo no. Thank you.
Ode Momo, Smutum Momo. Now we clap for this part. No vision is better than the vision of pre-positioning the children for the fourth industrial revolution. Actually, investing in the human capital of a nation is not depletable. Human capital is not depletable because irreplaceable. We'll be born all the time. Just invest in them, and then we'll change Sierra Leone. A great example that perhaps we would like for specify that Singapore. Singapore is a country that was below Sierra Leone in terms of GDP, but today, because they had a forward-looking leader, Lee Kuan Yew, it is now one of the fastest and fast-growing nations in the world. Now people know what they get, and the port, which we have. We have a port in Pepel, and we have people. Palo train them. We will turn Pepel to Singapore. Thank you very much. So now the leader of government business is here, Honorable Martin Newman. My predecessor in this very interesting job of Northwest, Haja Aisata Abdullah Kamara, now Deputy Minister of Trade, is here. Pafodeba Dabo, Director General, Local Content, is there. And of course, the SLPP District Chairman, Eddie Williams, is there. Chairman, you did, grab and your women's leader, Mami Fule, we work in pairs all the time. Working pairs. Thank you very much. So if we get to this point, I think say the Pardon left the narrative for we and a challenge in Potloko. Let us continue the accolades where Muriel did not begin. We will do Ampa, and we are happy you are going there. It is now my pleasure and honor to invite for the closing courtesies and vote of thanks, Mr. Craig Dean, Chairman and CEO of the Gerald Group, the Marampa Mines Limited. Give him a big hand, please. The man that is going to take us to M7 and M25. Alpha Italic is having that road there. The M25.
Thank you so much for the inspiring speeches, Your Excellency, and all the esteemed speakers. I think it's very important that we learn and understand the messages that we're passing. One thing I would like to say, and I'm very, very proud of, and I very much agree with His Excellency's stature on women employment. At Gerald, in a trading business, commodity trading business, it is not common to have women in senior management. It is not common to have women shareholders. It is not common to have women on the board of directors. For us, I have 40% women on my board of directors. I have 8 business lines, of which iron ore is one of them. And close to 50% are run by women. I think it is very important. My head of iron ore, she's sitting in the crowd here, Sean Radstone. It's very important for us that as a whole, when we talk about the farming, and Frederick Lothi showed us, although we've just started, so there's not much to see, that'll be if not everyone, the vast majority will be employed by women. And we're talking that'll be another 100, 150 jobs very, very, very soon that will have women focus. And I think it is a very important takeaway and message that is driven by my group. We drive that into the MML culture, and it's one that I'm very proud of. So I really believe that our commitment to gender equalization is extremely important. And I do agree, many times the women can do the jobs better. We need to let them have the opportunity to succeed. So it's one thing I'm very proud of. The other thing, and there's only a couple of things because we've already used up so much time here under the sun. And I think one thing that's very important is Frederick Lotti, my COO, talked about the transshipping and the Cape-size vessels that leave. So each time a Cape-size vessel leaves this country, there's about 175,000 tons. A Newcastle Max is 200,000 tons. So every time a ship leaves the country, if iron ore price, FOB, is $100, which thankfully that price is actually a bit higher these days, you're looking at $600,000 that's automatically going to a royalty of government every time a ship leaves. I think it's very important. What does that mean for the community? Community has 1%. Government has 3%. It is actually very, very important and big money that will come. That would be $200,000 that goes to the community. So it is very, very substantial. I think it's very important as a key takeaway that we are here, that we put our commitment together to the community that we've had and with His Excellency to ensure that the people of Sierra Leone are benefiting and certainly the community. So we thank you for that. Without further ado, I think I will let Hussein talk about the next steps. In closing, I do want to thank everyone for your attendance. I think it's very important for us to show the support. I'm overwhelmingly pleased to see so many ministers, so many dignitaries, and so many parliamentarians, and of course, the hardworking people of this community here. And I thank you so much for your support. This is only the beginning. We're nowhere near where we want to be. 7 million tons is the next step. We have 1.7 billion tons of resource here in Marampa. We could, and it's not a joke, we could grow to 20 or 25 million tons from here. We could use the entire rail and port infrastructure if the government would allow us. We could. At the end of the day, it's really how do we benefit as quickly as possible. Thank you very much, everyone.
Greg, you have bought my buy-in. Can you make it 10 ships a day? Honestly, we will open the challenge. 10 ships a day is $8 million. Eh? Oh my. We'll have 2 million in the time. Greg, this is wonderful news. Aspirational. The only sad thing is that we are not all now. And for me beginning. Eddie? Now. Okay, that's why the president is trying to develop the capacity and capability and the capital of the children. This is all for them. We're setting the stage for the next generation. Thank you very much. So now we come to the end of this part of the proceedings. I will now call on Mrs. Hussein Ila to come and make some announcements. Thank you.